Chance, I Friday night we had to do this. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Thank you all for just watching. We have Chance, and Chance is the lead singer, guitarist, live streamer. I mean, he does it all. And his band is Red Dirt Outlaws. You got to listen to some of this music. It's great. It's totally awesome. Hey, Chance, again, thanks for taking this time. I know you're in Texas, so we're in like different time zones and everything such as that. You're over there in Arlington, Texas.
Yep.
And we're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but you are part of the Q, you're part of Albuquerque. So, and everybody just has to listen. Tell us tell us something about you. Tell us about everything. I'm super excited to talk to you about this.
Well, for those that obviously don't know me, there is a connection. Chris and I have known each other for a very long time, upwards of, at this point, probably 25 plus years. And we used to run around in El Paso because that's where I'm originally from. Went to school there, graduated from EP, and then eventually moved and got to Dallas-Fort Worth to finish schooling here. But music's been a big part of everything I've done. I picked up a guitar when I was late. Actually, I was a late bloomer. I didn't pick up a guitar until I was 18 years old. But as soon as I did, I started writing songs, and I was out playing, and then you and I used to go out and sing karaoke together and kind of, sawed our teeth, so to speak, on crowds and getting in front of people. And, I always had this dream of that I can write a song and I can play in front of people. And so I did. And it just, listen, throughout all the years, I can say without a doubt, I've written probably 100 songs. 96 of them are really bad.
It's funny you say that. We did the karaoke part, and we were going to do like a duet thing and stuff like that and on here. But I mean, you ran karaoke in El Paso, you ran karaoke for over 2 years out there.
Yep.
When we had laser discs and everything, and then that turned you out to DJing. And I remember you saying you deal, and you actually built a whole business out there. Tell us about the business that you did build when you went into Arlington for at least, for 13 plus years out there.
Yeah, it was sort of I needed something to do while I was going to school, because I finished my undergraduate degree at the University of Texas at Arlington. And then quite frankly, I got bored and I went and got my MBA in marketing and finance afterwards. And while I was going to school, I needed something to do. So I went out one night, because I still, actually to this day, I still enjoy singing karaoke. I don't know why. I've been playing on stages for 20 years, but I still like karaoke for some reason. It's fun. And anyway, I walked into this bar and I started talking to this guy. I got up and I did a song, and he was like, "Oh my God, wait, where are you from?" I was like, "Well, I just moved here like 6 months ago." And he literally that night offered me a job. I started off doing once a week for him, and that ended up being within like 2 months, it ended up being literally I was playing 6 nights a week. I only had one day off, but he was paying me fat. So I was like, all right, well, I can do this. I can still go to school. I'm making some money. Then the next thing you know, I'm like, hey, let's go get some more shows. Let's buy some more gear. He made me a partner. And then, 1 show to 6 shows turned into 21 shows in a matter of about 3 years. And I did that for about 13 years. And I still had other jobs. Like I was already at that point, I kind of worked in my way into the retail business, and my first real foray into like the business world, I guess, I started selling insurance, and that sucked. And then I got into logistics for a short minute. And then I went into a Best Buy. I needed to buy something, and I saw a sign that said career fair. And I walked up to one of the managers. I was like, "Hey, you guys hiring, anybody, or, what are you hiring for?" And they're like, "Well, we've got positions everywhere." And I'm like, "You have any manager positions?" And they said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, we do." And so anyway, they grabbed the store manager, and he pulled me aside. He's like, "You don't look like a guy that's coming in here to work in CDs. I'm pretty sure you want to do something else." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to start a career, but I've never really worked in retail and don't really know what that looks like." And he said, "Well, I think I might have a spot for you. He interviewed me on the spot. He'd seen that I just gotten my MBA and graduated and knew I wanted to build a career. He's like, we can put you into a management, kind of fast track, so to speak. And he called me like 2 days later and offered me a job. So what's funny is that I did that, but then I still did karaoke for another like 4 years, still
With zero
making,
sleep.
yeah, none. I worked a 40-hour a week job. I still worked like 4 nights a week doing karaoke. I couldn't give up the money because it was too good. And then I finally just ran myself ragged and I bowed out. I sold everything in the business. I kept all my karaoke stuff in case I ever wanted to do it again. But all the extra rigs and all the people, I just kind of shut the whole thing down and started over and said, I'll DJ a wedding now and again because I still like to, but I kind of gave that up. But in the meantime, while I was also doing that, I was also playing in bands. And my first band I played in here in Dallas, Fort Worth was actually an acoustic duet with a good friend of mine. And we called ourselves Last Call. And we played all around and had gigs, paying gigs where we were just an acoustic duet group and traveled around the state and had some fun. And then I came back and actually at one of my karaoke shows, I was singing, I'll even tell you, I was singing Cumbersome by Seven Mary 3. And a guy walked in and he saw me sing the song. He's like, hey, do you play in a band? And I'm like, no, I just sing karaoke. He's like, listen, I got a guy that's in a band who's going to be out for like 4 months and I've got a bunch of gigs booked. And do you have any interest in auditioning for a band? And I'm like, wow, I really hadn't thought about that. Sure, why not? This guy called me the next day. I had to learn 50 songs in 3 days to get ready for their first show that they needed me to show up at. And I went and played with this band for the first time as the lead singer of this band. And I'd never done it before. And it was the most harrowing experience I'd ever had because I thought, first of all, I'm going to screw this whole thing up. Second of all, I'm not a lead vocalist guy. I've been doing karaoke so long, I don't even know what a band is. And I was with that band for a couple of years, then took the guitarist and formed another band, and that band was for 15 years.
Wow.
So at one point I was working, I was DJing still, I was in a band, and it all kind of came to a head. And then I just played in the band, and then I started writing music again, and then I was doing my thing. And then now the band itself is actually, we call it on hiatus. Everyone's got a side project at this point. We don't really play with that band anymore, but we still do stuff for like charity events. Once a year we play for a charity event that we do, we still get together for. It's kind of like a good reminiscing story and keeps us all in contact. But now I was doing the solo thing for a couple of years, playing around, doing coffee house stuff, playing in bars, whatever. But about a year ago, I got a call from a friend of mine who had played in my band, Bad Karma. And he said, hey, I got this new thing. And, we've been trying to find a singer and this may not be in your wheelhouse, but I think you'd be great. And I'm like, okay, well, what kind of band is it? Like, well, it's a country band. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Nope, I can't sing country, nor can I even try. And I don't twang. And I'm definitely not the stereotypical Texan. And he was like, no, you don't understand. This is a different kind of feel. We're doing like red dirt. We're doing Texas country. We're doing Southern rock. He's like, it's got a very rock, deep roots feel. And it's something that's different and we're going to make it different. I said, okay. So I went out and I listened to the songs and I said, okay, I gave it a try for a month. We rehearsed and it just kind of clicked. And so for the last year, we have been back and forth, getting rehearsals, getting songs ready, getting it all together. The band actually has basically has a publisher that we're working with. And, we've got a catalog of songs that we get to, utilize and record and change and do whatever we want to. And we're working with some really fantastic writers that have given us the opportunity to put their songs out to the world. And I didn't really understand that at first. I started thinking to myself, man, I'm all of a sudden in a karaoke band, but I'm not, because I played in a cover band for years where everyone knew the songs. The difference is that these songs have been written and they're original songs and they haven't ever been heard before.
Wow.
And I kind of got bought in at the point that I realized, and it took Del Bryant, he's the founder of Red Dirt Outlaws. He told me, he said, that George Strait's had 50 number one hits, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you know that he didn't write any of them? And I was like, I never thought of it that way. So, you go into the idea that there's a whole machine. There's a Nashville writing process. There's writing rooms, there's publishers, and there's literally thousands of writers that are out there making songs that want to get their songs played and put out there. And we just happen to get in touch with the right people, and they've become great partners for us. So now we have the opportunity to take the songs. We can do pretty much whatever we want with them. We can mold them, we can shape them, we can make them our style. We can do whatever we want, as long as we stick to a basic format of what, they had wrote. And then, we can record it and get it out there. And then the publisher gets paid, the writers get paid, we get paid, everyone gets paid. So that's what's going on right now. I mean, we've got the first single literally released yesterday. It's called No Breaks. We also put out the official video, and it's out, available, and all of that information and all the stuff you can find at rdoband.com. RDO is what we call ourselves. It's short for Red Dirt Outlaws. And we're going to put out like 3 more singles, and then we're going to release the whole record at the end of the summer. Hopefully, and the reason why we're doing that is we're kind of hoping that might coincide where maybe we can get out and play a little bit, because right now with everything in the pandemic and COVID and just all of the general unrest that's going on in the country, now is not the best time for us to be doing that. There's a lot of other issues. There's a lot of other things in this world that are a lot more important. And we're all very driven to listen, be kind, and find a way to be a part of the solution. And we're hoping that music can be part of the solution. And we're hoping that we can do that, but not a in your face, go check this out, and hey, we're only out here for us and whatever. We just want to get people to start tapping their feet again and, having something to do if they can't get out and listen and enjoy. And it's been very cathartic for me and doing things. As a matter of fact, it's been so much so that since I've been cooped up as well, I came up with an idea and started to do a live stream, just like you're doing. And I've got a thing called Live at Chance's House. I do it every Thursday nights at 7. I do it on Facebook Live. I put the replays on Instagram and YouTube and everything else. And it's turned out to be where it's a talk program, but then yet I play for half an hour, and it's just fun. So I kind of got my hands on all kinds of things now. I'm busier now than I was when I was playing in a band, like a cover band, playing, every weekend. I mean, I've got it, just to make a good show and make a good effort and produce something and put it together where it doesn't look like I'm literally playing in my room, which is where I'm at right now. This is where the magic happens. It ends up being something that's fun and entertaining, and I'm getting a lot of great feedback, and it's so much fun. I even if I didn't do anything else and this was the only thing I was doing, I'd be creatively satisfied.
And that's a great point. I see you doing a lot of live streaming. I see the Chance's House. I'm always tuned in at 7:00 on Thursdays, which is just awesome. Just listening to your voice and listening, because music soothes the soul. And one thing I did see in a lot of your live streams and the donations that you're driving a lot of the food banks out there in Texas and making money for them. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know you're very passionate about something, driving money to, the food banks out there in Texas. And I see that all the time on your live streaming. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happened is that when we got into the whole COVID scare, everybody, I mean, I'm talking every musician tried to figure out, hey, we can't play live somewhere. So what are we going to do? We're going to do a live stream of some kind. I mean, to the point where if you were to go to Guitar Center or go online to Amazon and buy a streaming kit or buy microphones or buy anything that would be part of a podcasting world or a live stream world, the stuff was back ordered because everyone was doing it. And, I was fortunate enough that I had enough gear here that I could make it happen. I mean, I've upgraded since then and got a better camera than that was on my computer. But I mean, ultimately as a musician, I had a lot of the tools that I needed to make a live stream happen already. And I told myself that if I was going to do it, while I'm not taking away from musicians that do it as a living, and that's what I respect, anyone who is a musician for a living and they need to make money, I 100% support that. As a matter of fact, I watch a lot of live streams of friends that I have that are doing it, and I'll donate. I'll request a song, say, hey, play this for me, and I'll throw money in that virtual tip jar, so to speak.
Right.
But I'm very fortunate, and I still had a job, and I was able to still go to work, and I was still able to be safe at work because I work for an amazing company, and we've taken every precaution known to man to make sure that the people in our building are safe and that everything we're doing is the right thing. So I felt comfortable enough going to work, and I didn't need to make money going out and playing gigs. So I decided, instead of taking a virtual tip jar for myself, I decided to take a virtual tip jar for a good cause. And because there's a lot of people that are suffering, a lot of people out of work, and a lot of people that just don't have enough money to eat. The North Texas Food Bank was something I decided that I wanted to choose as a charity. And they're so amazing with how they source everything that they do that $1 will feed 3 people. They've got their costs down to just an amazing margin where they can actually provide healthy, good, hot, fresh meals from people because they get so many donations. And then they also get a lot of things sourced where it doesn't cost them. It literally costs them pennies on the dollar to get some of the stuff that they get. So I was like, well, if I raise $5 or I raise $500, well, either way, it'll be fine because I'm going to be doing my part. And the first night I did it, I was absolutely floored. I literally played 6 songs. I put the donate button on Facebook and I had $270. And I was like, oh my God. And the other thing I was doing too, is I made sure that I linked it through Facebook. I didn't want anyone to assume or think that I was getting the money and then donating it. So what's really great is I could put the live stream up. There's a donate button that goes right underneath it. They can securely donate however they want. And then it was directly impacted. So I did that. This was before Live at Chance's House even came up. I did that probably 7 or 8 shows. I did it for the entire month of April. And each week it kept getting better and kept getting better and kept getting better. And by the time the end of April rolled around, the people in my network and everyone that I knew with myself helped raise like $1,500.
Wow.
And I was like, this is amazing. I mean, that first of all, that feeds nearly 5,000 people on their number, right? They say that on their website. And then I just keep throwing the button up there. And every time something happens, like this last time I did a show on Thursday, put the button up and, $200. So, I mean, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there with people that have, and I've always asked that. I've always said, listen, if you don't have it to give, don't. I'm not begging for money. I'm just putting it out there because if you've got $5, give $5. If you got 50, give 50. I generously donate each week, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, I have to budget too, but every time I put the donate button on, I donate $25, $25 a week. Anytime I put the button up there, because I'm not going to expect anyone else to donate if I can't support my own cause.
Right.
And so, for me, it's something that I can afford to do. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but for me, it still is. I mean, $100 a month putting towards giving back to the community. And I think that's really what the key is finding a way to be better than yourself. And if you can give back to the community, then you should. And
yeah, I mean, that's so important. I mean, you're just doing so many great stuff out there. I mean, you're doing all these live streams. I don't even know where you have the time, and you're actually helping me out with all this other technical stuff, from mics to lighting to computer tech, and I mean, it's just so wonderful, Chance. So now the Red Dirt Outlaws, that music is just outstanding. I saw the video today. That's just amazing. The work on it, it's not heavy. It's like country rock, I guess you could say that, right? I mean, Red Dirt, because I'm not really familiar with rock to country rock, but it's a country rock kind of mix.
Right. Yeah. So Red Dirt really got its roots in Oklahoma, and it's its own subgenre. I mean, our name dictates that we might do some of that, but really the name also dictates that we're kind of the outlaws of Red Dirt. We're not doing it the same way. We're not taking the same steps. We're not doing the same music. And, but we've got ballads and we've got very, very countrified songs, but we also have a lot of stuff that we do that's just rocking. The best way I can explain it is just good old fashioned Southern rock. If you need a good description, that's really what it is. But we're not trying to be like anybody else. We're not trying to be the Black Crowes. We're not trying to be Skinnerd. We're not trying to be any other band that's out there that has been labeled as a good Southern rock band. 38 Special, you think is ZZ Top. we're doing things differently, and we're trying to make a sound for our own and come up with something unique that people will enjoy. The first single, No Breaks, it's a fun song. It's fast. It's a good rockin' tune. It was written by our friends Chip Martin and Craig Lackey, and they've done it, and they've got other songs too. I mean, it's amazing we've been able to put it all together and finally have the record done.
Wow. I mean, I listened to it. My whole family downloaded it out here, and a couple friends as well.
Thank you.
After I shared the video, I go, you gotta listen to this song. Like, it had such it's just one of those songs that you can just sit there and really enjoy, and you can really enjoy it. You can download on Spot. You can download on anything, folks. I mean, you can download on iTunes, Google, Spotify. It's all out there. I mean, you hit download. You got to download it. But today I'm so excited. But today you're gonna share some music with me. You know, it's so funny. Now I'm going to go back into the 95s and the 80s when we were doing karaoke and stuff. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to embarrass you because, what was our song? I mean, we sang,
we sang You Lost That Lovin' Feeling.
You Lost That Loving Feeling. And it was so funny because I was actually watching Top Gun, last night, and Top Gun came on. And I remember that was our tune. That was our tune at Aaron's, at all the different places. I think today we sat there and talked about how many different karaoke bars that we went to.
Right, there was a lot.
Time. And I couldn't believe it. But even to this day, I'm still a karaoke junkie, and I even have karaoke apps because I can't go to the karaoke bar. So I'm like,
look, I mean, at the end of the day, a cover band basically is a glorified karaoke show anyway, and I still love doing it. I mean, I use the acapella app, and I'll do a song here in my house, and I'll pick a song that I like, and then I'll do 3 parts. I'll do a harmony, and I'll put a little shaker on it or whatever else, and then I'll put that up. I mean, it's fun, it's creative, and it does something. I still love going to a karaoke show. If someone ever says you want to go karaoke, I'm like, sure, let's go. Let's have fun.
I mean, but see, your vocal range is so high. I mean, like, you can get up there. Some of the stuff that you did back in the 80s and even now, and some of your ballads and stuff. You got. Do you do any type of training for your voice, Chance? I mean, that's natural coming out from you, but what type of training do you do for your voice?
I don't. But I'll tell you what I do, or what has happened. So when I was 18 and singing, I had a much higher voice. And, I had the same voice that I have now, but I could sing higher because, I was 18. When I moved here to Dallas, Fort Worth, then I also started drinking too. And I don't mind sharing this story because it's personal, but at the same time, I made my own choices to make sure that I could, be more prolific. And so like 5 years ago, I think it's 5.5. I've kind of lost count, but about 5 years ago, I think it'd be 6 this December. I quit drinking, and it was one of the best things I ever did for my voice because I used to kind of thrive on it because you could do, get a shot of Jaeger and get some Jack and Coke going, and then kind of got that gravelly sound and just, and I did that because I played in an alternative rock band. So I was singing things from Metallica to Godsmack to Tool to Rage Against the Machine, which are my favorite bands anyway. But after just years of being in bars surrounded by smoke and being up late at night, I mean, it wrecked my voice. And I remember I'd put out an album, and I was going to re-record some songs that I'd done previously, and I couldn't sing them. I couldn't get that high. And I was like, I got to change something. So, that wasn't the only decision. I mean, look, there was other decisions that were made, but I ultimately made a life choice to go kind of straight edge, so to speak. And I quit drinking, and all that kind of went away. And over the last 5 years, my voice has gotten higher again. And so now I have a problem. If I want to go to a karaoke bar, if I want to sing Metallica, I don't do as well as I used to.
Hey, Queens Rye or White Steak, Like,
Well,
going, oh my gosh, you
I
know?
actually fall into what's called a baritone, where I can sing a lot lower register, but I can't quite hit tenor notes. I'm kind of in between. So,
Can't hit those Michael Jackson notes anymore, huh?
I can get pretty high if I fake it and go into a falsetto voice or something like that, but I can't sustain it. I'm 47 years old now. I'm kind of past all
Hey,
that.
I'm with you there. I still can't sustain it, but I try as hell. If I have some type of reverb thing or something that I can make my voice high like Bruce Dickerson, and hey, why not? But hey, today you're going to share with us a song, and I'm glad that you're going to share this song with us. Tell us about this song that you're going to be singing with us today.
So the song I'm going to play for you tonight is a song that I wrote it's been a little over a year at this point, and it was one of those songs that just came up. I wrote it literally in like 15 minutes. It came to me. I literally went and ran and got a piece of paper and started writing things down. I didn't even type it on my phone, which I normally do. And I started writing things out, and there was definitely a reason why it happened. And I kind of leave the story a mystery, to be honest with you, because the song I wrote for me. It was something that I needed. But the way it came out, there was a good thing that happened. The good thing is that if you listen to it, which I'll play it for you in a minute, it's called Every Step. It speaks to a lot of different people in a lot of different ways because it's not specific. And I didn't even realize that at the time when I wrote it. I just wrote it because it sounded good to me. And I knew I needed to go record it. I literally went the next week. I went and talked to my friend who's a producer out of Nashville, and he said, "Yep, let's do it." And we knocked it out in like 3 days.
Wow.
And but I didn't release it. It was a song for me. I wasn't going to do that, and it was something that I enjoyed and I wanted to keep. But then I shared it with a couple of people, and they're like, "Man, this is actually a pretty good song. You thought about putting it out there?" And I was like, I don't know. I've released songs before, and I've had minor success, but I'm not a big deal or anything. I mean, I've sold some records and I've sold some singles and whatever, but I mean, it's not my day job. It's just something I enjoy to do. And but I kind of started listening to it, and I was like, man, if there's going to be any one song that could do something where I could impact a lot of people's lives, and even if I only impacted one person's life and they said, man, that song made a difference to me, then that's all that mattered. So I went on this quest to try and go ahead and release it, but I wanted to make a music video for it. The reason why the song sat around is because I literally started obsessing over the music video and wanted to get it perfect. And I probably re-edited it like 30 times. And I finally got stressed. I was stressed out, and I was like, every day I was coming home and I was playing with this thing, and I must have done 15 different camera shoots, and none of them were working, and it looked like hell. And I didn't know how to use Final Cut, and I didn't have any money to spend on it. And so finally I got together with a friend while I was learning how to make my own video. I actually got pretty good at making videos. And so I was out making videos for other people. And so my friend called me, said, "Hey man, I need to make a video. Can you do a music video for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll get yours done. I can't finish mine, but yes, I'll get yours done." And so I went and took literally like 4 iPhones, connected them all up. I edited it out, got him exactly what I wanted, but he was playing in this venue that was awesome. He had rented it. And I just looked around and I'm like, this is perfect. Hey man, do me a favor. Can I borrow the band for like 5 minutes? And he's like, yeah, sure. What do you want to do? I was like, I want to do the song that you recorded with me. And he was the producer. That's who it was. It was my friend, Chris Responte, who produced and mixed and mastered the song. I said, let's just put the song on the overhead and let's get some footage. Can you help me out? And he said, yeah, sure. No problem. And we did it in one take. It was no big deal, but I had 4 cameras, so I knew I could edit out parts that I needed to. Mm-hmm. And then I got the footage I wanted finally. And then like a week later, I finished the video. And then like a week later after that, I released the song because I had what I wanted. And so I released the song it's almost been 3 months ago, but I released it it's almost 3 months. And, it took off, and it kind of took off big, and it's been, what I would say relatively, it's regionally successful. Let's just put it that way. And it's right now sitting around 68,000 plays on Spotify. And I mean, it's
awesome.
It's introduced me to a whole new genre of people, and I get direct messages, I get Instagram messages, I get Facebook messages, I get emails from people that said, we heard your song in Belgium, in the Netherlands, in LA, in Florida. And I mean, it's been overwhelming how nice people are.
Right.
And it's to tell me something like, hey, that song impacted my day, or, you know, it made me think about this. And it's not has anything to do with what the song, why I wrote it. And I go, wow, so many people can take away something from it. And it's been a really great experience. And if it never does anything else other than what it's done up to this point, then so be it. I'm okay. I've kind of run its course, and quite frankly, I think everyone's tired of me, you know, posting up on social media about go check the song out. So I think it's time. I think it's time that I write another one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you got it all set up, or?
Yeah, let me get it set up.
Right.
Give me just a minute. I'm going to grab my guitar, and then we can make this thing happen.
All right. So for the first time on the cue with the Gonz, this is Chance singing Every Step.
Every day you ask yourself, did I give enough love? It's just a passing feeling, but it sure seems tough. You think about all the times you thought you'd give up, and then the feeling hits, so you make your own love. You never really know how you can fly, 'cause you never really know how hard you can try. Every step of the way. Walking through your mind, you see all the things that seem rough. You smile and laugh and play, it's just not enough. The water's rising up again, you just can't keep up. But you give it a go one more time, and you pick yourself up. 'Cause you never really know how you can fly. You never really know how hard you can try. And even though I'm miles away, I come along with you every day. I lead you through the dark, I'll be with you every step of the way. Time waits for no one, time makes a stand. You set the clock back just because you can. The days go by, you take it all in. The moment's here now, how do you begin? It's all too much, come and take my hand. You have to let go and know there's a plan. 'Cause you never 'cause you never really know how you can try. Even though I'm miles away, I come along with you every day. I hold you up and show you the way. I take your pain and stand up and say, I'll lead you through the dark. I'll be with you every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every step of the way.
That just sounds great, even acoustic, brother. I mean, it's just awesome that that you shared that song, and it does have, and you really, if anybody's listening to this out there, go down and download the song, because at some points of your life, every step of the way of how our lives are and different directions, and it just makes you really think. And it's a great song, and it really touched me. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. You know, and it's so hard, and I know that it'd be so hard for you to release something like that. That's when you do write something and you produce something that comes straight from you, of an experience out there, and being able to place that on words, and then being able to share that is very something special. Very something special. Thank you, Chance. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So that was live over there at Chance's house in Arlington, Texas. And we're over here at the Q in Albuquerque. But, you know, folks, go down, download his songs. I mean, the other one just popped up, right?
It did. Yes. We released No Breaks from Red Dirt Outlaws yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it is now available on all platforms. Any place you want to go, you can find it. Both songs, you can either look for, if you go to musicbychance.com, you can find everything about me. If you go to rdioband.com, you can find everything about the band Red Dirt Outlaws. But both songs are available. I have other songs available on Spotify too. If you just type in Chance Munsterman on Spot, I'm the only one. It's the great thing about having a unique name, is that there isn't another Chance Munsterman anywhere on the planet, I'm pretty sure.
Of course, there's also Chris Gonzales all over the world, but Chance Munsterman. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. I mean, he's in every social media platform that you could possibly imagine. And we'll be streaming this as well as on Facebook. We're also on YouTube and Spotify and a couple of other channels that we have out there. But that's just wonderful, Chance. Thank you so much for
my pleasure.
Taking the time today to tell us about yourself and how you got started. And it's just great talking to you and just sharing the memories of back in the 80s. I felt young again. I actually felt like going to a karaoke bar right now. I was packing up my stuff and headed to the bar and going, dang, man, I got to put in my song, you know? I mean, I remember we used to bribe, I used to bribe them to even get our songs up. But once you walked in the door, everybody's like, oh, we already knew the songs that we had, or a list of songs that we had. You know, it's like, just put me up for this one, this one, and this one, and I'll close off with that one.
Right. That's
but
right.
Those were good old times. I mean, it was the good old times. I think, you know, I mean, maybe Carlos and Mickey's we had maybe too few many. I think that was the last time that we hung out was at Carlos and Mickey's.
Yeah, that's probably been about 8. I think it was about 8 years ago. I know I traveled down to El Paso for something. I can't remember what it was. And I remember calling you up, or I can't even remember the circumstances. I know that we said, hey, you're going to be there. I'm like, all right, I'll show up. And, you know, but it's been a minute. So, and since then you've, you know, been transported to the Q and, you know, you're out that way, but I'm sure someday we'll find a way to meet up again and be able to hang out and you know, do some reminiscing and, you know, listen, I miss New Mexico. I mean, I feel like New Mexico is practically my second home anyway, because living in El Paso, you practically in New Mexico. And, you know, I love Sandia. I've got friends in Albuquerque. I've played Twin Warriors. I've played Sandia golf course. I mean, I love golfing, so I like going to Albuquerque just to go visit my friends and do that. And then if I go home to El Paso, I always find myself in Cruces or, you know, making my way up to Ruidoso or something. So New Mexico is definitely in my blood, because there isn't any place in the world that you can get better Mexican food than in New Mexico. Well, maybe besides Mexico, but
yeah, I mean, the home of the green chili, baby.
Home of the green chili.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and I like my enchiladas Christmas style. So,
hey, there you go. I mean, Tomasitas over here. We have a couple of different places, especially the Tomasitas out there in Santa Fe, which is right off the railroad tracks. Probably one of the best Spanish restaurants. Well, for me, best Spanish, New Mexican style Spanish restaurant out there. But yeah, it would be great to see you up here, you know, play some golf over here at Twin Warriors or Sandia. I got to still kind of figure out the club thing a little bit. Because, at least now Josh is old enough to drive the cart. So, you know, and he's getting there, and he's using my clubs because he's almost as tall as me, and I haven't grown since high school. So, I mean, you know, I can't shoot, man. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna get kids' clubs." Well, you can just use mine.
Just use mine.
I like kids' clubs, but
that's
yeah.
funny.
So, but hey, thanks again, Chance, and taking that time tonight, this evening, and everything. I know we're in crazy time zones because we were talking like, going, okay, I totally forgot because I lived in Arlington, and I'm thinking, oh, Texas. I'm like, time zone, Texas. Okay. New Mexico. Okay. Got it. But anyway, such a pleasure talking to you and you sharing that song with us and all your different songs. Okay, folks, you got to go in. He's the only Chance Munsterman out there. So you can look him up on Facebook, Instagram, go in, download all of his songs. I mean, they're great music. You gotta, this new one that they just released yesterday, you gotta take a look at it. Go into YouTube, and it's just a great song. You know, my parents, as a matter of fact, Chance, you know, when you shared that song with me, my family started downloading it out here. They're like, oh, what? You know, I like this, you know, and
thank you.
So anyway, folks, check out Chance. And then also he has his Chance's House at 7:00 every Thursday.
Yep.
And he's interviewing somebody. I mean, what do? You're interviewing people out there and you're playing music, and it's just, it's like a big party. It really is a big party at 7:00 at night.
It is 7:00, and you can find it on my Facebook page, but I post it everywhere else. So even if you're not friends with me, technically, you can go to my page. Actually, everything's pretty much Music by Chance. So if you go to musicbychance.com, you go to YouTube, it's Video by Chance. But the music page that I have on Facebook is Music by Chance. You can go there, and then I also stream it on the Red Dirt Outlaws page. So if you just type in Music by Chance on Facebook, or if you tap into mine, friend me, I'll add you. I mean, listen, it's all a big family in the music community, and but Thursdays at 7:00 I go live with it, and I usually have an interview that lasts about 20 minutes, then I talk music with someone, or I just have my own flair or talk about topics of music for the week. And then after that, I play for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I just do exactly what I just did right now. I play a few of my songs, I play a few RDO songs, and then I still play a cover song or two because I like to, and I know there's people watching, and it gives them some entertainment on Thursdays at 7, and it's just fun. It's just fun. Plus, also, it gives me an opportunity to raise some more money for the North Texas Food Bank.
That's absolutely right. And folks, again, it's going to be different time zones when you're looking out there, but it is recorded on his page. So make sure that you go by. So don't sit there at 7:00 at night in New Mexico and going, how come, has it started? Has it not started yet? So
6:00 Mountain Time. 6:00 Mountain Time.
So you said at 7:00 and you've missed it all and the whole live thing because you didn't start at 6. So folks, go in, Music by Chance. It's great. Thank you very much. This is the first cue from all the way to Texas. So first Q show from all the way to Texas. So thanks, Chance. Appreciate you. God bless you and your family. You stay safe. Keep on playing. Keep on making that music for the soul. And I'll keep on listening and keep on downloading, brother.
Thanks, Gonz. I appreciate it, man. Be good.
Peace. Yes, folks, you've seen it live inside the queue with the Gonz. Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. Follow us on Instagram, soon on Spotify. Thanks again, Chance, with Red Dirt Outlaws. And again, please go into his Facebook page, go into Music by Chance. Thank you all and have a good night. Peace.